Coming to you live from downtown Detroit, this is Benzinga's PreMarket Prep with your host, Joel Elconin.
This is a volatile puppy here, isn't it?
And Dennis Dick.
I'm bidding a penny. I will buy the stock for a penny.
With everything you need to start your trading day.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this Friday edition of Benzinga's PreMarket Prep. Spencer Israel here with Joel Elconin and Dennis Dick. Well, I was wondering if we were going to open limit down in the S&P futures last night when the S&P futures reopened, and that is not what happened. Buy the dippers winning again so far this morning. So we're going to talk about this overnight rally that we're getting here today, and also, of course, we'll talk about yesterday and just stocks that got punished, and try to talk through this trade with you because this market is more volatile than it's been for a few weeks at least. So congrats everyone who was short yesterday and made some money, but the buy the dippers are coming in here this morning with a vengeance. Dennis will outline how he played the day. Our guest today is Jason Raznick. He would join the show at around 8:40 or so, 8:40, 8:45. And before I throw it to Joel, I just want to say one thing real fast. I go on Facebook once a day, and for one reason only. And I go on Facebook usually after the show, and I just go on Facebook to see whose birthday it is. Is always the reason why I check. I just check to see whose birthday it is, and that's all. And I go on Facebook yesterday after the show, and whose birthday was it? We got. Dennis's birthday, and he didn't tell us.
They don't count. When you get over 40, you don't count them anymore.
He didn't tell us.
To be honest, I forgot. Frank, you forgot your own birthday. You know where that's from?
Is that old school?
That's old school. I honestly could be Frank the Tank. I'm kind of big. I'd forget my own birthday if it wasn't for my wife. I'm not as good at drinking from beer bongs anymore as Frank the Tank was, but I was good back in the day.
So I go on Facebook. I see it's your birthday. It's like 9:15, and I'm like, oh, damn, he got us.
Yeah, he did. And you know what? I talked to him. I asked him about this a couple of weeks ago. I didn't mark it in my calendar. And then I also talked to you intraday yesterday. And then right afterwards is when he told you. But anyways, we'll do a little bit more on that in a little bit. I just want to talk about the S&Ps, a great recovery. They were buying the market really right off that 6 p.m. open. It dipped a little bit. So a pre-market low, 92.25. I actually switched over to the SEP folks because they obliterated all my June numbers. So I had to start a whole new sheet anyway. So I went over to the SEP. So what I'm looking at in 92.25 is your low, 85.25 yesterday. That's a long ways away. I don't know if we're going to get down there today. Pre-market high, 63.25. Not much up there. We came hard through that area. So if we take out that pre-market high, got some room to run on the upside. Crude, a little bit of a rebound. Horrible day yesterday, up 22 cents at 36.56. Gold in the green by 260 at 17.3460. Silver, that's in the red, though, by 15.9 cents at 17.73. And Bitcoin just consolidating in the 9,500 handle, up $220 at 9,520. So Triple D, the dip worked off the open a little bit. It worked in that Wells Fargo stock that we talked about, but it didn't work in a lot of other stocks.
I tried to play it right off the hop. I was like, okay, we could see, some of these stocks open near the lows. So I did buy a couple stocks right off the hop. I have a lot of stock. I have like 60 positions. So I'm working out of that stuff, but I was trying to do a little bit of buy the dipping as I was obviously trading out of my overnight positions. And they were working for a bit. Wells Fargo opened near the lows, ran up $1 from the low. They started to leak, and eventually everything eventually just sellers overpowered them. And the sellers never stopped all day yesterday, right till the closing bell. And then the buyers never stopped after the closing bell. So thank you, Plunge Protection Team. Once again, people probably looking at my tweet thinking, what is he talking about? I said, you down with PPT? Yeah, you know me. That's the Plunge Protection Team, which isn't official in the U.S., but a lot of people think that there is a Plunge Protection Team, that when stocks go down, there is a government-run agency that buys stocks. We know this exists in China. We don't know that it officially exists in the U.S., but some people speculate that it does. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. I'm not sure where I stand on that, but if it was the Plunge Protection Team, you did a darn good job. We're getting back a chunk of yesterday's losses.
Yeah, but we're leaking now though. We're leaking. We're starting to leak now. So that might have been the bounce. That might be all they're giving you here on this rebound.
You getting bearish on me?
I am today.
Just today? Just for today?
Right. I mean, yeah, right now I am. I don't think this little sell-off is done yet. That would just be too easy, just to go down one day and then go right back up. And I'm still kind of, I don't know, I'm probably overthinking this rollover, but there's still huge open interest in the June and not much in the SEP. So I still think there's pressure on the June contract here until they roll over to the SEP. And so once that open interest, roll, I'm assuming that, most of the people are long the S&Ps. We've been going up for 3 months. So I still think there's going to be pressure on the June. And you didn't see many buyers in the SEP yesterday. So I think the SEP's going to firm up. Will we close on the low for the week? I don't know. That's a big stretch. That would take a 50, 60 point drop. But I don't know. If we take out the pre-market high, I'll flip my hat around and say, yeah, we're going back to 3,100. But I just think this little gift rally for people that bought the dip near the end of the day, and then overnight.
I'll probably sell some into it. Buy the dip, sell the rip. What have we been talking about for months? I mean, last week was, or the week before, I guess it was last week. It was buy the dip and buy the rip.
Yep.
But that only lasts for a few days. It's been buy the dip and sell the rip for a long time here now. And even though we've been going straight up, there has been a lot of rips to sell and then 5-7% pullbacks a few days later. That was a significant one. This was significant. This was a game changer, I do believe, because you broke, support in a lot of different stocks. You have now you have a lot of stocks through the 50% retracement of the moves. There's some people who are spooked, and I do believe that they will come in with their selling shoes on here to a certain extent today. So maybe the play again, which has been working, which we talked about yesterday, is long overnight.
Why did we go down
short
yesterday?
Intraday.
Why did we go down? Why was this? What was the two primary catalysts for the sell-off yesterday?
More sellers than buyers. Got it.
That's a good one. That works sometimes, even though there's a seller for every buyer. But I think, honestly, that there's two one, the trades were just too crowded to the long side. It had been too easy for the longs. We were straight up. Everybody's like, this is the easiest game in town. Somebody just opened their account a month ago is like, why don't I quit my job? I don't never have to go to work. I'm going to be a full-time day trader because this money is so easy. And obviously, when you first start trading, you probably aren't shorting stocks. So a lot of people, were doing really well here until 3 days ago, and they just got crushed yesterday. So now they're like, okay, head scratcher. I didn't see that coming. I'm going to come and buy the dip, though, because I know that's going to work. Is it going to work here? Maybe, but I'm a little bit spooked that there's still a lot of people who are the short-term money is very long here and caught after yesterday. When they're caught, makes me want to sell the bounces. So I will be selling the bounce here today. I've already been selling the bounce. I will continue to sell the bounce. We dip, significantly. I might rebuy, maybe get near 3,000 yesterday's low. If we were to do that, I don't know if we're going to do that or not. I would probably be a buyer, but I think it's the same story. Buy the dip, sell the rip, continues to work. So you get a rip up here this morning, lighten up. That's my opinion.
I think our Chad, I think Michael Polini, I think Renee Santi, I think Johnny Wichman, the Fed, the way they talked on Wednesday. I mean, he wasn't. I mean, who knows what he's going to say on 60 Minutes? You don't know what he's going to say, but
is he on 60 Minutes?
No, a couple weeks ago when he was on.
I was like, I didn't know
he was super well. 60 Minutes in America is on Sunday nights. Okay, I don't know when it's on in Canada.
No, I'm talking about that. Is he going to be on 60
No,
minutes?
no, he was when I talked
Yeah.
before,
Okay,
right?
so you're not, because you're starting a bad rumor that he's going to be on 60 minutes here, and that's what I thought you were talking about.
No, it's
right.
incorrect.
All right.
Strike that. And then the second, people are saying what's going to cause this market to turn around, and that would be a second wave of COVID or an increase in cases, and you certainly saw that in Arizona and Texas, and those are that's not good. So I think it was just, if the market's just going to blow that off again, I think it was the combination of those two factors. Plus, yeah, we were a little bit extended there, but
we were way extended. Not a little bit. We were ridiculously extended, and all the trash stocks, it got just silly. So, but you had Mnuchin yesterday on CNBC in the morning saying we're not closing the economy again. We're not going into a second lockdown. So basically, if hospitals get overwhelmed and we start seeing deaths escalate, they're not going with the solution of social distancing. At least they're obviously going to go with the mask solution. So you wonder, like your players,
which they didn't want to do, which was ridiculous, which they didn't want to do, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, wasn't there a lot of things coming out from our government that masks didn't do anything and they didn't need to be worn?
The government was originally talking that. I think that came from WHO originally, and we kind of knew that masks were the thing, but you know why they were saying that? Because there wasn't enough masks for the doctors. So they didn't want everybody going and hoarding masks right now because we need them for our frontline workers, which I get. I kind of get that. And then all of a sudden the frontline workers got their PPT.
Gotcha.
So they're protective
PPP.
equipment. PPP. Protective equipment. I get PPT, PPC.
Yeah, you're getting them mixed up. Yeah. All right, let's talk Lululemon here, trading in the red. Spencer, you want to give us that report?
Yep, 1 second here. Lulu reporting after the close yesterday, Q1 EPS of 22 cents versus a 25-cent estimate, sales of $652 versus $678 million. So they missed on the EPS and they missed on the sales. Light Q1 quarter for Lulu. Expectations were high going into this thing.
Here's a fun fact for you from Charlie Balilo, if I'm saying your name right, and he's a great follow on Twitter. Give him a follow. Reading his tweet, Lululemon revenues were down 17% over the past year, the first year-over-year decline in company history. The stock is up 33% year to date and plus 80% over the past year. So obviously very disconnected from what's happening. Obviously, we know COVID was a major issue, but even before that, the sales growth wasn't as flying high as it once upon a time was. So very interesting for so long that they've just, given Lululemon the pass. Unbelievable run that it's had. It's way overextended. It's way overdone. I would not be buying this dip on Lululemon just because I think it's way overextended. Again, though, trend is your friend. So good company, but I feel like a 10-point dip in Lululemon isn't a dip. If Lululemon was down $50, I'd get interested in it, but they're giving it a pass because obviously COVID, and we know all sales are going to be going down for all companies here, but I don't know.
We did talk about this one in the afternoon show, and I just looked at that chart and I said, man, if you're holding this long into the report and you're looking beyond that, man, oh man, I don't know. It just
had such a move.
I know. And I don't even think I looked at the options. They were probably ridiculously expensive. But you are off the pre-market low. That's the good news that investors want to know right now. That's why they tune in here. You did get to 282.27. And now you're kind of stalling out at around 298.300. I don't even think that is part of yesterday's range either. If you're looking, the low of yesterday's range is 306.63. You get a rip roaring rally in the market, you might get it. I don't think so. I think this is going to struggle at 300, and I would wait a few days. I'm not buying the dip on this one either. But nor did I buy it from the middle of March all the way up to its all-time high. But hands off on this one on the buy side. S&Ps continue to leak here, folks. 30, 40 and a quarter, 30, 40. We're coming up on mid-range on the session, so we better hold in here, or I'm looking for a little bit more downside.
Plunge protection teams in bed after a busy night last night, so now we start to leak. They'll be back tomorrow night, though. Don't you worry.
Sunday night, you mean?
Oh yeah, Sunday night. Sorry, we're on Friday. I'm losing track of days here. It's pretty volatile markets.
I was wrong. Mid range is 27 3/4. I don't know where I came up with that 39.
Leaky.
Yep. Let's see what happens though. Buy.
Well, I'm not buying. Remember the play. It's buy overnight.
Oh, I'm getting
sell
it right
intraday.
now. I got it. Okay.
Got to keep it straight there, Joel. So because they ramp them overnight and then they sleep during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the play was, and obviously Andrew Sorkin pointed that out. We'll say it again from the stats. Was the market over the last 25 years up 600% overnight and is down 3% intraday. So in the last 25 years, if you've been buying the open and selling the close, you've lost money. That's crazy, but true.
Okay, and Luke's favorite restaurant, Dave & Buster's, reported. I see that. That's trading up $1.42. How'd they do with everything closed?
Let's bring that up on the Pro so you can see what I'm seeing as I read it. Q1 EPS, they lost $1.37 per share, which missed the estimate of a 78-cent loss. Sales, $159 million versus $176 million. So misses for the EPS and the sales in the first quarter. They said they've reopened 48 stores in 15 states. And they are also suspending their quarterly dividend and their stock buyback program.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Everything is awesome. The one thing that's awesome about this stock is the ticker symbol, PLAY. Best ticker symbol. But again, company, if we continue to, if people do continue to social distance, even though the government, is going to put us into a second lockdown, it's not going to be good for companies like this. So got hit yesterday. You know what? We're down significantly from where we ran, from 23 down to 16. I wouldn't say it's a good short opportunity. It's just kind of in the middle of nowhere to me. So, down near 10, I think you got buyers. Up near 20, I think you got sellers. You're in the middle. This is a curveball. I'm not swinging at it.
It dipped, and boy, did it dip. It got to 1309. They whacked it after hours.
The dip.
Yeah, by the dip, and then you ripped, and you actually cleared yesterday's high. You went to 1690. I see us settling right here at 1580, and I think we're going to have a hard time seeing yesterday's high. I'd still focus on that 1652. If you get up there, that's 70 cents after that report. So that's what I'd be looking on the upside, and man, you're way off that low. You're way off the low for the day. So if you drift lower, doubt you see that pre-market low. Really, the next support point would be the close from yesterday at 1463. And what do I always call Dave & Buster's? What's my nickname for it? I say it every time we talk about their earnings.
Yeah, I don't know why it's a bad
Chuck
thing.
E. Cheese for adults.
Chuck E. Cheese for grown-ups. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. Okay.
I like Chuck E. Cheese when I was a kid. Did you go to the Chuck E. Cheese when you were a kid, Joel? Did they exist when you were a kid? You were. They didn't exist when Joel was a kid.
They did not.
You took your kids, but there was no Chuck E. Cheese for Joel.
Yeah, well, you know what? We used to do really weird stuff. We used to play outside. We used to ride bikes. We used to play flat, tag and things. We did really. And you know what? Kids are doing that now. With the pandemic, they don't have school. I see a lot of kids riding bikes. I heard that bikes are really hard to get a hold of now. That what's a good bike?
Yeah, I've also seen that.
What's it? What's Schwinn? SC. No, what was Schwinn? Is that traded?
Demand for bikes, demand for weights to buy at home, through the roof. Very hard to get.
What's the symbol for Schwinn? Is it traded? Dennis looks frozen there.
I don't believe so.
I'm here. I just saw moving.
Oh, Schwinn, is it traded? Yes, no, or maybe?
I don't know that one. No.
We don't know if it is. Okay. All right. So we're moving on here. Jumping back to stocks. We're bouncing around here a lot, but we did have PVH report too, so we might as well finish them up. Adobe and PVH are the other two earnings. So let's go PVH first. We'll continue with our retail theme, and then we'll jump over to Adobe.
Sure.
All right. PVH was after the close yesterday. I'm pulling numbers here. There we go. EPS loss of $3.03 versus an estimate that they would lose $1.28. Sales of 1.34 versus $1.4 billion. So a miss for PVH. And should I just do Adobe at the same time? I'll do Adobe at the same time. Adobe beat on their EPS and missed on their sales. And they also gave guidance that was a little bit light, but not horrible. I mean, it could have been worse probably. So Adobe was okay. PVH missed on both their numbers.
So PVH, nobody went to the mall to buy shirts last quarter. Just shocking. Anyways, that's my attempt at humor here. They did come in here and buy the dip a bit. I mean, we are significantly off from where we were. We kissed $70 4 days ago on this.
Yeah.
And then it fell under 50. So you've given back the entire move. I mean, the move came really fast too. So, like Bob Pisani was on CNBC saying, oh, look at all these inverted Vs. It's true, actually. Yeah, these ridiculous ramp ups, a week and a half ago. And now you got the ridiculous sell offs in the last couple days. And you have a lot of inverted Vs kicking around here. I don't know what the inverted V means. I'm not a big pattern trader, but I can tell you, you're going to have support in this 50 area because this was the area where it broke out from. So I think you have support there again. We'll see what it does with the earnings, but they're already coming and buying the dip. It was under $48 on the initial headline, up over 51 here now. So we'll see. Overall market's going to dictate the action on this as well, though, because they're retailer, and retail is still ground zero for all this. So if the market can start to come back, then this is a potential dip opportunity. But again, retail is struggling in this environment, and they're going to struggle for a while. That's a big loss.
52.50 is your rebound high. You're a $1.50 off that. Pre-market low was low. That was 46.75. For me, I'll let this thing just come into 48.49 before I get interested. 50% is 49.10 of this move up from 28 and change to nearly 70. I also see a low at 47.86. So I think I'd be a little bit patient, not rushing out to buy this one. Let it get under 50. 48.49 zone today. Potential target. Back on the upside, you might get a look at yesterday's low, 52.22, if you're looking for a gap fill.
And then Adobe, nice pop, good numbers. One problem you have here is this stock is near an all-time high. And right now, they're not breaking out stocks to new all-time highs. So I think the rally, and the numbers were good. Everything was good about Adobe. It was firing on all cylinders last quarter. But I think you got the pesky 409.98, call it 410 all-time high. We have struggled to get through that in the pre-market. I think that holds. So I'm more inclined to short this stock as opposed to buy it just because of the overall environment. If they come in and they start ripping the S&P from the open, then all bets are off. But if they start to fade, the stock will fade with the overall market. So keep an eye on the overall market. It's going to dictate where Adobe goes.
409.98. That's your all-time high. Haven't reached it yet, but up 18.35. That's nice gain. So pre-market high, did it get there? Not quite yet. 407.66. I'm going to have to go with you on this one, Triple D. A lot of people, sold into this. Bad day yesterday, right back up in the 400 handle. In fact, if it got under 404.20, that was the high from yesterday. I expect to give back some of these gains.
YouTube chat coming through for us, Joel, or coming through for you. Doral Industries, DIIBF, is the parent company of Schwinn. They trade OTC, but they do trade.
Look at that. Why did I
you got a new stock.
What did I think about that in April when I see? Actually, it's really fun in my neighborhood because we have a circular driveway, and the kids are riding. It's up a hill and down a hill. So I got like 3 or 4. There's 2 or 3 kids, 3, 4 years old. I got them doing time trials on the driveway and around the cul-de-sac. And I told their parents if they fall off and get hurt, it's their liability. But that's what I've been doing for sports, though. Wow, if this thing had a monster rally, maybe get a little bit of a retracement and take a look at this stock.
What about Peloton yesterday? This thing looks scary to me. It tried to make a new high because it's a lockdown stock. And a lot of the lockdown stocks had a really good morning despite the market having a bad morning. And then they pulled the rug out from under and started to sell all those stocks too. Peloton, ugly close. It's holding up here a little bit today, but that was a big reversal day for it, in my opinion, because it ran straight up right into the old resistance, failed once again. It's failed 4 times up there. So your resistance is very well defined. This does not want to print 50. Until this prints 50, I think shorts take control of this. So you know what? If I was in Peloton, I know you are, Joel. I know it's a long-term investment for you, but I'd think about ringing the register.
Okay. I'll see what happens. I mean, I'd play a little close to belt here. I see a low 45.11 and 45.51. So, but at under 45, yeah, you do got a $2 drop to 42.90, but it's been hanging up here. That's the one thing, though. I mean, it had the gap up to earnings, so if you're going just trend following, it had trend is up,
Trend's still up,
and consolidation.
Sure.
Okay.
Get through 50. So I'll set up the short for you. Trades, and we're popping here. It's 46.40. You get this thing on 47, you stop yourself out above 50 if you're playing the short side on it. I know a lot of people don't like to play the short side. I love playing the short side. I think there's a setup here to short Peloton.
Okay, I agree. I see it.
Above 50, I would stop myself out. So Prince 50, I'm out of it. So you got your risk well defined. I'd like it a little higher, but got up to 48. Obviously then you're only risking $2. 47, you're risking 3. At 46.40, you're risking 3.5. That's quite a bit.
Yep.
So if it gets a little pop here with the overall market here for whatever reason today, I like it. I did not like that action any yesterday.
Okay, Spencer, your great answer here to about no limits after 3:15. Did you want to explain that at all, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering if I'm joking that if we were going to hit it yesterday or not, but yeah, we haven't had a limit down actually in the market since March.
It's like March, yeah.
But just as a refresher, there are multiple bands, there are multiple thresholds you have to hit. The first band is 7%. So if the market falls 7% in a given day, the exchanges will halt it. And trading just takes a pause. Now that rule does not apply after 3:15. It doesn't apply for the final 45 minutes of the day. So you have until 3:15 to essentially hit that 7% threshold. And if you don't, then not going to halt for the last 45 minutes. So that's all that means. And we came kind of close yesterday. We got at least in the neighborhood, which can't say for a few months now. Bob. All right. Moving on here. What else was on our list? There was a few things I wanted.
Hertz.
Yes.
Gotta talk this. This is I've never seen this before.
So the offering that they want to do,
Good call, Spencer. You said that.
What did he say?
Did you say they were going to do an offering and reemerge out of bankruptcy?
I think I was joking.
Well, that's what they were listening to the show, Spencer, and they got the idea from you. So you were where they got this idea from.
They want to raise up to $2 billion. I think I read that the shares would have to sell for $4 in order for them to raise the billion that they want to raise. I don't think that's going to happen.
Can I short the offering?
I don't know.
This is unbelievable. So Hertz declares bankruptcy, and now they're talking to the bankruptcy judge about hold your horses, because we got a lot of suckers out here in the market, and they're buying our bankrupt stock up 500%. We might be able to dump a secondary on them. And we got dumb money out here that's willing to give us money. So we maybe don't want to go bankrupt just yet here. We don't want to do this exact reorg. We're going to see if we got some suckers out there that we're going to dump a secondary on. That's kind of what went down. That's kind of what's trying to go down here. They're looking at their equity price and saying, hey, if they're willing to buy our bankrupt shares, maybe they're willing to buy a few more shares. And if we can raise money this way, we don't have to do as much restructuring. That's why it's trading up here this morning.
Do you know
the
who
hope trade for the bankruptcy stock?
Do you know
I'd still ring the
register. Do you know who the underwriter is going to be?
Robinhood.
Oh, Spencer, you stole my joke.
Oh.
No, I thought
it was going to be Little John.
No, but if this works though, would it be the first time ever that this kind of thing has happened?
Yeah, a company's bankrupt. Oh, wait a second, they're buying bankrupt shares. Hey, well, let's dump a secondary on them. That's unbelievable. So I don't know if they're going to be allowed to do it or not. I mean, they're already are in Chapter 11 here. So I don't know. Anyways, keep posted. But I don't think it's good for the stock either way. They're going to dump a secondary on them, so that's going to be dilutive like crazy.
Right. That's what I want. That's what I was going to say. So the stock is up this morning.
It's up because they hope it's not going bankrupt.
But they're going to dilute you. So
to extreme levels.
I don't know. I don't understand.
So I don't know either. This is just watch this and see what happens.
It's nowhere near 4. So what's that good telling you?
I can't see how they're going to be able to sell at 4. They're going to sell it at 1 or 2. They're just whatever money they can raise if they're allowed to do it. I'm not even sure you're allowed to do this. The bloody company's in bankruptcy right now. How can you all of a sudden sell more shares that are likely worthless.
Dennis, there are so many things that we don't know if you're allowed to do. So
I think that's why I talked to the judge, trying to figure out if they're going to be allowed to do this or not. There's suckers in the primary market. Maybe there's suckers in the secondary market. Anyway, sorry, Hertz shareholders, if you're out there, but I think a bankrupt stock is for somebody else, not me.
I agree. We do. I know we don't talk about ratings a ton here in this, market-driven environment, but there are some interesting ratings today. Triple D did get down and dirty, and in one of them, you want to talk about Tesla and government motors.
Yeah, Tesla's interesting here. So 2 downgrades. Yeah, we haven't talked about ratings really for a couple months because they don't really move stocks in this kind of a market. But 2 downgrades this morning to Tesla. Goldman Sachs downgrading it to neutral. Morgan Stanley downgrading it to underweight. So a pair of downgrades from big influential firms this morning.
2 of the biggest.
Tesla, yeah.
2 of the absolute biggest firms coming and stating their, why they're not bullish anymore, Goldman, and why one is going to sell on Tesla here. When they move their rating to sell. And what does the stock do? It rallies $6 in their face. This stock is so resilient, even in yesterday's sell-off, where they're slamming everything. Yes, Tesla was down, but it wasn't down that much really relative to how it had been performing. Like, look at where some of the stocks, look at the S&P chart. It's back to where it was trading a month ago. Where Tesla was trading a month ago, or not a month ago, but if I just eyeball it, it's back to where it was trading 2.5 weeks ago, middle of May. We go back to the middle of May, Tesla was trading at 800. Still trading 977. The most resilient stock in the universe gets 2 downgrades from 2 of the biggest, most influential brokers out there, and it shrugs it off. That's unbelievable. Now, with that being said, this is going to get some press. I'm sure Cramer's going to come in on, at 9 o'clock on his morning piece. I'm sure they'll talk Tesla because there's 2 majors downgrading it. And we know Cramer's bullish the stock. So maybe he's going to, come on and obviously, give his bull case still here. It's unbelievable how resilient it is. The valuation's never made sense. And we're going to have Jason Raznick on here in a few minutes. He's given an argument for $2,000 or $4,000. And I'm saying it could go there because you cannot look at Tesla from a fundamental basis, really. It just goes. It wants to go. It's a storied stock. It's the most valuable automotive company in the world. It's been unbelievable. But this shows you the resilience. If you're short this stock and it doesn't go down on downgrades, it's telling you maybe on the wrong side of the trade. Sorry, Tim Seymour, if you're listening. We love Tim Seymour. I know you're short. So, but I mean,
you were too, right?
I don't want to be shorted if it's not going down on downgrades. I tried to short it last night. I was like, okay, we got some brokers that are coming in and giving their opinion. I had the Goldman came out, just after the bell. I'm like, okay, maybe it's going to go down. It would not go down. It would not go down. I came out and I covered it early this morning because I just had a feeling that they were going to shrug these downgrades off. And I woke up at 4 a.m. to cover my Tesla short. I covered at 962.
Woo!
And I went back to sleep. And I wake up, it's like 980. Now it has leaked and the market is up substantially. So, relative performance here for Tesla, it is weighing, if we didn't have 2 downgrades, it would not be only up 5 points. It'd be probably up 25 points. But with that being said, 2 major downgrades here and the stock.
Wait, Dennis, I have a question for you. If you're waking up to trade and then going back to sleep, how do you know that you didn't dream it?
I'm not that confused with my life. I know when I'm dreaming and when I'm not. Sometimes when you're in a dream, you're like, am I really dreaming? Am I awake? Because, your brain tries to fool you and you think, oh, this is real. And then something's happened and you're like, nah, this isn't real. This has got to be a dream. When I'm awake, I'm pretty confident I'm awake. I don't think I'm dreaming. So maybe I dreamt up the whole Tesla. Maybe I didn't short it last night.
Maybe you're still short.
Maybe I didn't cover it at 4 a.m, although it's not my P&L anymore. So I tend to think that I did. So anyways, I ended up somehow making money on it still because I shorted at 966, which I shouldn't have did. And I ended up covering at 962. But I mean, you could feel it. It didn't want to go down last night on the downgrade. It catches another one this morning. So they start hitting it again. Stock is bloody resilient. Hard stock to short.
And then on the other side here, Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs both bullish this morning on GM. Goldman Sachs is upgrading GM to buy. Morgan Stanley is maintaining their overweight and raising their price target to $43.
It's getting a lift. It should get a lift.
The stock's
because
gone nowhere
you're getting
forever.
a major broker. But again, ratings don't matter as much as the overall market here. When you have, and you can write this down for chapter 12 or page 12 of our book that somebody else is going to write for us because we've given it all away on the show. When you have when you have the VIX moving up overnight from 28 to 40, whatever it got to, 40. When you have the volatility this high and the market moving around this much, individual ratings have very little influence. So that's another reason that Tesla's probably not, down significantly, because the overall market is just taking over on almost all stocks. So you're looking, here's my case in point. General Motors is up 5.8%. They get the upgrade. Ford earlier was trading up just as much at 5%. It's only up 4% now, but they were keeping pace and they didn't get the upgrade. So you could probably make an argument that GM was going to be up 3-4% even without the upgrade. So it gets an extra little bit because of the upgrade, but the upgrades and downgrades don't matter as much when you have the market moving like it is.
Okay, do full disclosure, got a little sliver of GM. I think that was a Lisa buy.
You're long GM?
I'm not.
I'm not. My wife is.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. That whole Detroit thing. I don't know.
Okay. Wait. The D. Okay.
Yeah. I think
Love
maybe,
for the D.
Yeah, like 32. I don't even know. This stock has gone nowhere for 100 years in the greatest bull market of all time.
We tried to go like to zero in March when it went from $30 to $15 a week. So It's come back. It came back. GM got all. Let's put this in perspective. GM got all of its losses back from, it's still not doing well. We're still in, an environment where your typical regular, not your Wall Street, but your Main Street person is struggling right now. We still have an economy that is really struggling. People aren't going to buy new cars. They're maybe going to buy Teslas because they're high end. It's high end people buying high end Tesla, and high end still has money. But your regular, Joe is not, going and buying cars. My buddy owns a mechanic shop, and I was texting with him yesterday, and he's like, I'm so busy. He's like, we're so bombed right now. And he was trying to figure out why. And I was like, I'll tell you why. There's nobody's going to buy new cars right now. So they're going to fix up, and you're going to see this. People are going to hold on to their cars and be fixing them up. They're going to be putting more money into their older cars because they're going to have the money to go buy a new car. So yes, you can borrow money. Yes, credit, obviously, 0% financing helps and everything. But General Motors and Ford are still in ground zero for this whole virus and for the economy here. And when the stocks go from 15 to 30, doubled in the last 2 months, General Motors, it's time to ring the register. I'm sorry, GS. I'm fading your upgrade here. I would be a seller of General Motors, especially if it got up to 29 or 30. I might even short it.
Oh, 30.
I'd be a seller of a bounce in General Motors.
30's big. Pair of highs
like
there.
It at all.
Yeah, 29.84 and 30.22. So there's a pair of highs there. Also, yesterday's high, you're above at 27.80, but I would not like to see us lose yesterday's high, 27.80. The close at 26.50. Ford, that did fill the gap. Did $6 hold yesterday? That opened up near the low. Did fill that gap that it had from last week or earlier in the week. Trading up 642. Opening into the high from yesterday, 646. Make sure you get through there. There might be some paper reloading after missing like 750 and then 7. So see if it can just cut through yesterday's high and see Wednesday's close at 681. S&P's bouncing all the way back here. Just had a little 20-point rally here. I don't know if that was off an 830. Yeah, an 830 number. So buy the dippers. Still
winning again. Buy the dips.
Win. That's right.
Punch protection team. Their alarm went off and they just came in here and they're like, hey, we need some help here. Help.
Yeah. Come on, Mnuchin. Where are the bids?
Yeah, let's go. We need some buyers here. Market's down. Market's giving some of this back. Don't let the market give it back.
All right. We got a few minutes here before Jason comes on. So what else? Any other?
A lot of tickers flying in the chat, so I want to get to some of them. Let's cover. We were asked to talk about Visa and MasterCard. It's been a while since we discussed those, so I'll just pull up V here and pull up a daily of Visa. We can talk about that.
I own, I own Visa, or I own MasterCard. I don't care what I own anymore. I own MasterCard. Ugly day yesterday. I've had this. This is my best long-term hold ever, and I've talked about it on the show. I'm averaged in. I bought this just after the financial crisis. I am averaged in. I looked at my portfolio. My cost base on my MasterCard is $16.
No way.
So it's 298. So there's your case for long-term. Don't look at your long-term holdings, and eventually you can catch stocks like this. I think I'm up like over 2,000%. So I'm not selling it. I'm going to be in this forever now because I've sold some of it. I've way taken out my cost basis and even more. So I'm holding on to the rest of it. If I was in this for a trade, I'd be selling the bounce because it was a really ugly candle yesterday. But I still think MasterCard isn't going away. I still think they got a good business. I'm holding on. But as a trade, I would be selling the bounce if I had it on for a trade.
Yeah, this is tough. It's hard to really give you a reference point because of how hard it sold off yesterday.
Big sell-off.
Yeah, there's room up to, if you think the market's going to get everything back, there's room up to yesterday's high at 306.49. Don't know if you're going to see that. I think maybe 300, find an intermediate level in between there. So not a great feel for MasterCard. Certainly don't want to see it take out that 291 low. That doesn't look like it's going to be a possibility here. Visa, same kind of candle. You may get a look at yesterday's high in this one, 196.36. If you do get through there, get a nice run, you could easily see the low from Wednesday, 198.95, or even Wednesday's close at 200.48. So they're on the rebound after bad days yesterday.
All right, Jason Raznick, who's our founder and CEO, will be joining us here in a couple of moments.
Jason's late.
He's not late. I don't know. He's getting ready. I'm not sure. He's here, but he's in the background. Let's do one more stock or a couple more before he joins us. Let's do Wayfair. We were asked about this one in the chat as well. Held up okay yesterday.
This can move counter to the market. It's not surprising that it holds up. Again, you got to write that list down. The COVID plays on normal days can move opposite the market. Yesterday, they just started selling everything. So, the Pelotons got a lift early morning. The gamers got a lift early morning. Wayfair got a lift early morning. Amazon was up early morning. And then they turned around. They just started selling everything. So it turned from a sell the reopening stocks to, by the afternoon, a sell everything. So that's why you saw Shopify have a very good morning, where it actually went green on a really ugly day. You can see right from the opening bar, 730 to 760, and then just kept leaking. So Wayfair has been designated, because they have a big online business, as a lockdown stock, as a stock that doesn't want the reopening. And that's why they do well and hold up well when we're hitting all the reopening stocks. So when you hear, COVID cases spiking, it's actually this market, has it as good for Wayfair. So, you keep an eye on that. It's on your COVID list. It's holding up. If the reopening starts to go well, Wayfair actually could start to go down.
Okay. Looking at the upside here, real big area to keep an eye on. Your highs from Wednesday and Thursday, let's just split them at 187.40. That's what you want to see. That's a double top there. You want to get up to that area of resistance. You want to take that out and keep on going. But 2 days in a row, sellers there trading up in the pre-market. That's your major resistance. If you go into retreat here, first support level 178.70. That was the close from yesterday.
All right, let's bring on today's guest, Jason Raznick. As I mentioned, he is the founder and CEO of Benzinga. Jason, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, pre-market prep. What up?
Not much.
Mike closer.
Yeah,
it was going to be an awesome good morning too, but you're too
far away.
Hold
on. The mic was behind me. It wasn't in front of me.
There we go.
Okay, but I need to interrupt
here. Joel, 1 second. Good morning, Benzinga, pre-market prep. Joel, Dennis.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of it.
And I'm blowing out the speakers of the listeners. Joel keeps trying to interrupt me as I'm saying.
And I'm going to, because we made a big mistake yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
Made a big mistake yesterday, Jason. And don't fire me and Spencer. over this. We missed Dennis's birthday.
They
We
should be
forgot-
fired for that.
Yeah. So in honor of that, I've decided Spencer and you are going to do a quick segment here. Okay. And it's going to be Dennis questions. And this is the way we're going to do it. I'm going to ask you a question. Spencer's going to start out. All right. Spencer's going to give me an answer.
Okay.
Raz, you can either give the same answer or give your own answer. Right.
Oh,
Jason is the favorite because he's known Dennis longer, but Spencer is communicating with him more. So there's just a few questions here, and we're starting with Spencer. And then you can give your answer, and no looking on the internet. Spencer, how old is Dennis?
Come on, go fast.
Come on, quick.
41. I don't.
Jason.
Yes.
I don't know.
41.
They were the same.
Okay, Dennis, you be quiet. We got to do this fast.
All right.
What kind of car? This is you, Jason. What kind of car does he drive?
Was I right? You didn't tell me if I
Wait,
was.
No, we're going to go at the end.
Spencer, stop. Toyota Subaru.
No, he's got like a Ford F-150 or something or some truck.
Okay.
I don't know.
How many brothers and sisters does he have?
2.
One.
Spence?
I don't know.
Okay. What is the name? Jason, this is to you. What's the name of his hometown?
Oh, Edmonton.
What's
Okay.
your favorite hockey team?
Spencer?
I don't know. It's not Windsor, but it's somewhere around Windsor. I don't know.
Okay. What year did Dennis and Joel meet? This is to you, Spencer.
1999.
Jason?
2003.
Okay. Jason, what's his favorite sports team?
Edmonton Oilers.
Okay. Spencer?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spencer, this is to you. What is his weight?
You don't know that.
320.
I do.
205. I don't know.
Okay. Jason, you can go over or under on that.
Over.
He looks pretty fat today.
Okay.
Chubby cheeks.
Okay. All right. 3 more. What year?
Okay.
Now, I'm giving you a hint in this year. In
Quick.
this one. What year did he write a CFA article on the flash crash?
Is that to me?
Yes.
2015. Oh, I don't know. 2015. I don't know.
Okay. Jason, this is a pretty easy one.
2010.
What year did he write an article on the flash crash?
I guess that was the first one.
2009 or 2010?
2010.
Okay, do that.
Or 9
Okay.
would be impressive.
Okay. How many times has he swore on the show?
No, 2010. Yeah, that's what it was.
0? Once. No, Dennis did swear one time.
Yeah, I pulled the Jason Raznick once.
Jason, what do you say?
I guess you're saying once. I thought it was more than once. But...
Okay. And then the final question. This is to you, Spencer. What is the length of his longest rant ever on PMP?
Come on. I don't know. A minute and a half? 2 minutes? I have no idea.
Jason, I'll give you the over under on that one.
Probably over.
Over.
Okay. All right.
How'd they do? Who knows me better?
Dennis, how old are you?
44.
All right. You're both
I
wrong
think.
on that one.
Yeah.
Spencer got the truck right. You were
Yeah.
both wrong. He's an only child. You were both wrong on his hometown. It's Tecumseh. Spencer won.
So now everybody knows everything about me, and I'm going to get like credit fraud against me here.
Okay. Spencer won. We met in 99. You both got a sports team right. Jason won on the over 205, right? And the CFA article, that was an easy one. It was 2010.
When the flash crash happened.
I got that right. That right.
You got that right. And he swore on the show. Spencer knew that one. Jason agreed. And as long as rant, I think, has been like over 5 minutes.
I think it's been an hour
All right.
the entire show.
It looks like Jason pulls it out. All right,
Jason knows me better.
Jason,
Congratulations. Jason gets a free subscription to Benzinga Pro.
Jason's
There we
going
go.
to tell us.
There you go.
Jason,
Free
tell us what
subscription
to
for
buy
Jason.
low and sell high and sell high and buy low.
Okay. So, Dennis, don't interrupt me on when I say this.
Go.
I might be throwing shade at you, but I'm really not.
Okay, go.
But it'll sound like in the beginning.
It looks like last week.
Like last week.
Come on. This one will probably be even bigger then. Okay. Last week I don't even remember. All right. So there's 3 things about the show I want to talk. Some of my buys like SWBI, VSTO, the outdoor stocks. Before I got on, Dennis talked about the COVID plays. He was talking about Wayfair, one of my favorites. When COVID picks up, I sold my Carnival Cruise. I sold anything that's entertainment wise, but I doubled my positions in stuff that is stay-at-home things, stuff that you're going to do at home, like my DOOs or my PIIs that Kramer now is talking about like crazy. We're up in this room 30 to 35% on each of these trades on these stay-at-home plays where you're buying for the pool, you're buying ATVs. Keep watching the COVID numbers because that's how I'm playing those. But we'll get back to those and be more specific. But Dennis, last Friday, I love that Dennis goes out on a limb and doesn't just say, take both sides of it. Last Friday, he goes, I think the market feels like it's going to sell off. And it was up a lot. And the market did go up a lot that day. I think Dennis's feeling and call happened this week. I mean, he was a couple days early on it. And yes, you would have missed some upside. But the truth is, it's really hard to call the tops and bottoms. I think yesterday's sell-off is not an end. I think you're going to see more days like that. Whereas before we had direction that we were going straight up, I'm losing a little bit of that straight upness and being more cautious. The day before yesterday, I'm on margin, which I know I don't advise. I sold 30% of my margin the day before yesterday. And then I sold another 40 or 30% of the margin yesterday because there were some big gains, and I did a couple covered calls, but I did, I wanted to get cash back. I wanted to raise cash because I think we could see this topsy-turvy market where you can use some of that cash to buy some nice opportunities like a VSTO or stuff that falls and that have good businesses. I sold my New York Times, which was like around 29. I sold all of it yesterday, or the past 3 days I've been selling it, 41. It's probably a dumb one when you look at the technicals, it's probably a dumb one to sell because it has a lot of support. It has, it keeps going up, but I just don't see New York Times is going to 50 right now. So I wanted to find better opportunities where I can find, I use probabilities to make these trades. So those are some of the stuff I've done recently. I didn't sell my Peloton, and Eli Callaway. I sold some when it was up to 1750, but then I bought some back yesterday. I bought some back at 1479 Eli.
But that's not a stay-at-home play though.
Yeah, it is because golf courses.
Golf will stay open longer. I can see it.
Golf is staying open. You're separated.
I see it.
Yeah, and the one I'm getting killed on is Delta. I bought those call options, which I'm not selling for a year, but I may buy more. Mastercraft. I sold a few. I trimmed a few, but then I added to it. And people ask me about TAST, TAST. I'm keeping what I have long in it. I'm not going to sell it. I'm hoping he'll get to $10 a year from now. I look at my year from now trades. Sabre Holdings, SABR. I've been talking about for a while. It's the back end to like Orbitz and those travels. If COVID's kicking up, travel's going to hurt and Sabre's going to get hurt. I sold some of it. So I probably trimmed 40% of it in the past few days. I'm still keeping it because I like it. And by the way, Express Spa did not double or triple. It had a 1-for-3 split. I keep getting messages
reverse split.
Yeah. One for the Groupon also had a 1 for 22 reverse split. GAN, I was up like 9%. So I sold some of GAN. I'm still very long it.
Oh, that looks good.
I'm still very long GAN, but I sold some because if the market, like Joel said this morning, is going to go down today, I think I could buy some GAN cheaper. Maybe it goes to 1550, and I believe in the company. So, and the other one that I really like and I talk about is LTHM. It's a Joel Elconin favorite and Gene Munster. I own it, and I was down it for a long time, and now I'm up a little bit. I sold some because I just think if Corona is going to kick up, I'm going to want to buy more. So I wanted to it was nice seeing some stuff in the green there, but I wanted to give more cash so I can pounce on certain stocks in the very near future. And that's kind of those plays, I guess. It's playing that COVID index play, but it's really hard. Like Dennis said last Friday, he felt it. I'm in that feeling like it's really hard to time it. So buy good companies at good values, like these things like Hertz and all this stuff. This is the hoopla that you're in right now. And everyone, and I don't care who you are, we all have FOMO. We all have the fear of missing out. So we chase stuff. You chase the Hertz. You chase these shitty companies, and you shouldn't do that. And so I looked at some of these big gains that we have in this room, and I wanted to keep some. So I trimmed some holdings. Yes, taxes. I'm ignoring it. I'm ignoring it for now. And I'm just trying to trim. Like DOO, we were up 30% as of 2 days ago. in 3 weeks, why not trim and see if it goes down? Now, yes, the stock market's at 500 pre-market. Is it going to go up another 15%? Is it going to go up? It could, but I still think you're going to see a little bit of people trying to sell this thing off early next week. Then I really don't think yesterday was a one-time thing.
I agree with everything Jason just said, for the simple reason is that you have some people caught long now. After yesterday, some people are caught. 1,800 points. You had all these Robinhood traders, like I was saying, newer traders, not just Robinhood. There's a lot of newer traders to the markets. We've had an increase in our show, for a number of reasons, because people are sitting at home. They don't know what to do. Let's trade the stock market. It's been going straight up for a month and a half. We haven't seen a day like that since March. So all of a sudden, everybody's like, whoa, I can lose money here. I didn't think I could lose money. So now you're getting some of that back. There's going to be some people today saying, oh, I'm happy to get some of that back. I think you have some people caught long here, and that's why I think bounces right now, at least in the short term, are to be sold. We're getting a nice bounce here this morning. If you're nervous about it, like Jason was a little bit nervous here, use the opportunity today to lighten up.
That's what I did. I mean, I still own, Dennis, like the Twilios of the world.
Yeah.
My Googles, I'll never sell. Apple, I won't sell. I don't care what happens to it.
Good companies.
I sold. This was last week. I sold Penn National, the common stock. I bought a couple more options yesterday on Penn because, again, they're delaying the opening. The reason I like Penn and a couple others, I like the online sports betting play, and they'll have it. I know that's built into the stock already, but I like it. And I mean, and then I like the REIT stuff. You guys know I'm an owner of Agri ADC. We had the CEO on the show. Spencer is supposed to bring more CEOs on. So if you guys have any CEOs you want, email premarket@benzinga.com and we'll try to bring more on. But I own that because I like the dividend and I like that it's a good company and has good paying tenants. Now, this day is, VSTO is one that I'm basically flat, but I like VSTO because it's outdoor. It's guns.
Makes sense.
And then Smith & Wesson. Smith & Wesson recently changed its symbol. So
they change their symbol like every 6 months. Yeah, they change their
symbol.
It's the third time in the last 2 years. I can't even keep up with them.
Which is a little scary, but Smith & Wesson is not just guns. It's a lot of outdoor activities. So it covers all the things I'm looking for and why I like it. And I look at when their earnings dates are. So, this VSTO, I think, is in a month or 3 weeks. And then Smith & Wesson might be in not till September. But even if they don't have strong earnings this quarter, they're going to guide higher. People right now, defund the police. It's like, think of the defund police plays. Who wants protection? I mean, I have never thought of having a gun, and right. And so it's like everyone's thinking about it now. Not everyone. Another one, if you think the stay-at-home plays and COVID picks up, another one you guys should look at and put on your watch list and watch what it does today is Mastercraft, MCFT. It's been taking a little bit of a hit, but MCFT, if COVID picks up, Spencer, it's not stay-at-home per se, but people are going to get boats and it's like what Joel was saying about the Schwinn play, the bikes. Boats are the same thing right now. I have 3 friends who are looking at boats right now, literally 3 separate friends. One is Bert David at Benzinga. It's his birthday today. I was looking to see if I can find him a boat that I could buy him. I'll do anything for that guy. So, Dennis, I'll buy Bert a boat and I'll buy you a golf club. Just kidding.
Nice. By the way, Dennis Jason's a really good golfer. He's going to give me a half a stroke on par 3s, 1 on par 4s, and 2 on par 5s.
Oh, I'm ready. We play this weekend.
He's good. He's a scratch golfer. I'm going to need more than that.
I'm not a scratch golfer, but hold on. I wanted to see if I can share my screen because today is a special day for us Tesla lovers. And I wanted to know, Spencer, can I share my screen to show?
Yes.
Yeah, just grab it.
But it sometimes doesn't work, the Zoom thing. So you guys may see some crazy private stuff. So let me. No, you may.
PG.
What?
PG show.
All right, share screen. No, I don't know which one to. When
blow up the Zoom. Blow it up. So you got it on your whole screen.
He's got it.
What I'm gonna do is unplug my other monitors. Is what I'm gonna do.
You got it.
Hold on. I'm gonna unplug my other monitors.
I was trying and failing to write down every stock that Jason just went through, and I was gonna create a watch list in Pro of all.
Like the COVID list from Kramer, we have the Jason Raznick list for Benzinga.
My list is better because Kramer's comes late to this shit.
Because he takes it from our show.
He does. He does. No, I know there's a producer from the show that listens to us.
No, I know. We've said that for years. You watch Kramer will come on and they're like talking our stocks.
I don't know if we said that publicly, but we said that behind.
Spencer told me not to say that anymore.
No, we're not supposed to say that anymore.
I did tell him that. Yeah, that's true.
But this is Spencer.
Jason, are we grabbing your screen or what?
On your screen until it's quit. I don't want to record. It says it won't be able to record the contents of my screen. Is it working?
Just grab the screen. Just hit the green share screen button in the middle on the Zoom, and then
click on the one that says that you want to share.
There we go.
My share?
Yes. Yeah, but we're seeing a bunch of docs right now. I don't know if you want to see.
Yeah, I don't think
we got all the private stuff.
We got it. We got it.
Oh, they got the screen of the account value too.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Here we go.
What do you see? I just don't know if it's working. Is it working?
I see a trade confirmation on.
All right, guys. So I'm going to go through this quickly. This is a guy, Steve, okay, at a company. He was so cocky about Tesla. We made a bet, and he was so official.
It's a payday for this.
So it was so official that he wrote this out 2 years ago. But wait till this gets interesting. He wrote, Jason, we have a 50-share bet between $348 and whatever the price is today. So $1,000, whatever, okay? So then here's our quote.benzinga.com page, which you guys should check out. It's like Google Finance on steroids. But then you go down, and then, I said, what if it gets sold out? And then Steve, Mr. Cocky Tesla hater, thought for sure he was winning this bet. He writes on March 25th, 2019, I wanted to update you on our bet. As it stands at the end of today's trade, you would owe us, OS is him and his wife. What else? The difference between today's closing price of $260 and $348. 50 shares, I would owe $4,405. If at any time you want to end it, So he's being very cocky, okay? I mean, nice, but like just so confident. Then Steve comes to me at April 25th, 2019. Raz, this stock is going to continue to get killed this year. Can we just end this now? I'll add 50 shares of a short position to my trading account and move my short away from whatever, as I'm going to take a lot of shit from you from collecting the money that your current loss is. Okay? If we end this now, I'll take 500 of the proceeds and buy you us dinner whatever time, what do you think? Okay? So look at the dates, guys. April 25th, 2019. Okay? So then I write back in December where it's at 390. December, I write to him. He goes, I just shorted more in my trading account. And then I write, Steve, it keeps moving. Are you still here? Are you still have your bearish tone? Because you owe me 150 times 50 shares. And he wrote, Mr. Cocky, January 9th, 2020. I'm in it to the end. Okay.
Remind me never to cross Jason, because he's gonna keep my emails forever.
And he shows it to 3,000 people.
He hasn't shown his email though. He hasn't shown Steve's email. No. You're not gonna do that, right?
I just edited Steve's last name. I had it in by accident at one point, but Spencer, you crossed me. I have him on. I have all the screenshots. Okay. Yeah. So then Steve, Tesla keeps moving up. It's going to be in territory making me uncomfortable to bet with you. What do you want to do? Are you still waiting to the end? Because Tesla was probably like at
February. Yep.
And then he goes, again, cocky Steve, we call him. As much as I think that the business has clearly had developments that have warranted its doubling in value over the past 2 months, I think I need to hold on here. I do appreciate your concern, though. Thank you. He's being sarcastic because he doesn't think that it should double, and all that. And I even wrote, I'm happy to figure out a discount, et cetera, et cetera. And then finally.
So now we're up to June. We're up to June 3rd.
Yeah, now we're here. So eat it. This sucks. And so we had a talk with him. But you look at the numbers, $1,000 a share basically minus 348 equals 652 times 50 shares. You know what that equals? $32,600. That is what the Steve person owes me. And two things. The funny thing is he wanted to do 100 shares. And the reason he didn't do 100 shares is because he felt too bad.
Taking your money?
Yeah, he felt too bad because he thought for sure it was going to go down to 100. So he felt too bad taking my money, basically. And I also didn't want to do 100 shares, but 50 shares. Yes, I'll give him a discount on this thing. Like, we'll figure it out.
Why?
That is, I don't know. And that you're right. I don't know. Because the reason, so instead of playing the stock market, Joel and Dennis and Spencer, and he would have had to go on margin, he's been shorting the stock all along. So this allowed us to own more stock. So I own the stock basically through him, and he was able to go against it without having paying margin interest and borrowing the thing. So that's why we did the bet, right? And So in essence, I would have bought the shares if I didn't do this bet with him. So you're right. I shouldn't give him a discount. It's just uncomfortable, that kind of money. I mean, that's a serious amount of money.
All right, Jason brought receipts today. Jason will bring the receipts is the lesson I learned on today's show. So don't come at him unless you have receipts of your own, because
we need a couple Jason Raznick stock picks, though. Everybody waits all week for the Jason Raznick picks.
No, but so Joel, Spencer, the moral of my story with that Tesla thing is it's so hard. This is 2 years ago. Think about from up down to me being down to then being up like that. The gyrations are crazy. And like I showed you a positive story. I bought Tesla call options 2 years ago and they expired for January at like 600. This was the most money I ever spent on call options in my entire life. I lost all that money. If I would have had them until February the following month, I would have made so much money. It was crazy. And I'm just showing like call options, gambling, timing in the stock market is a complete sports betting game. It's total. It's luck, and you got to be careful. That's what I would say.
All right, Jason. Any final thoughts? Any final stocks you want to throw away? Or
you want the express spot trade? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
If there is one, yeah.
Yes, it's true.
There is, but this one I think is too small, and I think it'll move if I say it. I really don't want to say it. I think,
and better safe than sorry.
Okay, but I will say there is one. But I will say, so 2 final thoughts from me, guys. I will say I'm still buying VSTO, SWBI, PII, those kind of ones. Also, you guys have been sending awesome feedback. I know you guys want a speed round of stocks. You want Dennis and Joel to rip through. I've gotten that feedback, and keep sending it. One cool thing at Benzinga right now, we have a lot more developers. So if there's things you want us to do at Benzinga that would like make your trading day way better or your investing day, please just, and I know Spencer's gonna get mad, please just email me at jason@benzinga.com, or don't call it, but text it. Your quick little ideas that you would like, or what you use on other sites that you would like on our site, because we have the developer capacity now. Text me at 248-766-0000.
Everything.
Please don't call, but 248-766-0000. Just short bullet points of the feature you would like. Long paragraphs are really hard for me to read. Just short bullet points. We're going to make this for you. Dennis, Joel, Spencer give their life for this morning show. They love it. And we want to give you the tools so that way we can, make this the best platform for you guys. So, and again, be careful in the markets. The markets don't go straight up. Dennis has been saying this for so long, and he's seen every market gyration. So it's okay to, celebrate a gain. My brother-in-law, he bought a ton of one of the calls or whatever. Oh yeah, I know. Delta. He was up 300%. Well, he didn't sell. That 300% that he was up, guys, is now down 40%. Okay, so That's the lesson. It doesn't always go straight up, and I've learned that as well. Okay, so over the years, that's why I'm trying to sell on some of the big strength, and I'm just saying F taxes for now.
All right. Jason, I'm going to let you go before you give out more personal information. Jason Raznick.
Bottom line, F taxes.
Founder and CEO of Benzinga. Jason, thanks a lot for joining us today.
Love you guys. Thanks for having me. And next week, I'm going to work really hard for giving a pick that is going to be a 3-bagger. Okay.
We love it.
All right. Everyone, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. It's great for our videos on YouTube. It helps us with our algorithm, helps more people find our show. Thanks to Jason Raznick. Thanks to all of you in our chats. Please remember that all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Catch the replay of our show on YouTube or on our podcast. Joel and I will be back at 3:40. In the meantime, everyone have a great rest of your Friday. Be safe, and Joel and I will be back with you this afternoon.